Hello, YouTube. How are you? All right. I just have Instagram Live so that people who are coming in can come join us over on YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Natalie Pierre-Louis. I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm here for all of your business formation needs. What that means in plain English is that I help you get your business paperwork together. So things like registration, contracts, trademarks, I help you do all of that stuff. My qualifications, you might ask? Well, here they are. I've been a licensed attorney for over a decade. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others. I've had many careers in the realms of law, entrepreneurship, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everyone has the time, money, or desire to go to law school or business school. But when you have the internet and you have people like me who like to nerd out and teach you stuff like this, you can get a grasp on things. Lots of people have great business ideas. They just don't know how to get them started. And I'm one of the people to help you along that journey. Okay. This week, I am talking about the 10 biggest mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. But before I do that, I want to let you guys know that if you're interested in any services for your business, like getting contracts made, or you want to know how to get an EIN number, or you want to know how to trademark something, you can call me. Go to Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, and you can book me for a 15-minute free consultation. Check out all my services, products, my podcast, my blog. I do a lot of stuff. Okay? All right. So back to our topic. We are talking about the 10 big mistakes that entrepreneurs make when they first go into business. All right? The first mistake that people make is that they think it's going to be easy. Running a business is not all the pretty pictures that you see on Instagram or social media. Running a business is a lot of hard work. There are a lot of late nights. There's a lot of education that has to be learned, before you can really get up and running, unless you just like strike like lightning real hot with something. But building a business from the ground up typically is a long, arduous process. So if you're not ready for hard work, being an entrepreneur might not be for you. Okay? So that is the first thing I will tell you. If you think that you're going into business to just kind of like sit at home and do nothing, that's not going to happen. Okay? Second thing, not registering your business. A lot of people don't understand that when you have a business, you're basically creating a person. And depending on the level of protection that you want, you need to let the government know that that person exists. So that's why you need to register your business federally and state and in your state. Federally, it's really easy. There is a link to the IRS and you can just get what's called an EIN number. That's your employer identification number. It's essentially your business's social security number. And that's kind of the first step that you take into making your business an actual thing. The next thing you want to do is register your business with a state. Usually people are going to want to register in the state that they live in. But a lot of people, hello, amazing Mimi. Please come join me over on YouTube. I am talking about the 10 biggest mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. Because I'm going to turn this off in 5 minutes. Again, so not when you're registering your business state-wise, you're going to want to register probably in the state that you live in, but some people choose to register in Delaware just because it's an easy state to register your state in, and it's pretty cheap. All right, so that's another mistake that people make, not registering your business. The third mistake that entrepreneurs make is not choosing the right business structure or not choosing a business structure at all. So every business structure has different tax and legal implications and different protections. So sole proprietorships and partnerships, they kind of give you more flexibility in how you run your business because there's not a lot of paperwork that has to be filed, right? But they also make you personally liable if something happens to your business. Then you have things like corporations. Everybody, you want to be a CEO. However, corporations get tons of protections. However, with that protection comes a lot of paperwork that has to be filed. And then you have LLCs, and even those have requirements. So it's really important to know, depending on your type of business, what structure is going to be best for you. And also, how much are you going to be in this business? If it's just a business, a side hustle, you're doing it every once in a while, you may not want to go the whole route of registering your business. You may just want to do it as a sole proprietorship and write it off on your taxes at the end of the year. However, if you want to make this into a real legit venture, you're going to need to register your business, okay? And choose the right business structure. So that was 3. Next, the next thing that you want to watch out for, or the next big mistake that entrepreneurs make, is not separating finances properly. I can't tell you how, okay, when you get paid for a job or whatever, a product, you can't just take all that money and spend it. You have to know how to allocate it, okay? If you don't know how to allocate your money, meaning divide it for taxes, business expenses, how to pay yourself, and profit, then you should go download my money management ebook. It's completely free. It's in the link in my bio somewhere, and that will give you a chart on how to divvy up your money, depending on how much your business is making. Okay, so not paying taxes, not separating your finances properly can lead into not paying taxes, which is number 5. But not separating your finances properly will prevent your business from growing, because you will never know how much you have left over to pay actual bills. You will not know how much you have left over to invest in your business or for profit, or how much your business is actually worth. You need to know how to manage your business funds, okay? So it's not just, I got paid $100, I'm going to spend $100. Of that $100, you're probably entitled to $50, okay? So go download my ebook to learn more about that. This leads me into number 5, not paying taxes. Do you know what the biggest, most powerful gang in the United States is? It is the IRS. They want their money, they want their taxes, and they're going to get them eventually. It may be down the line, and maybe, some years down the way, but eventually they're going to catch up with you. And the IRS is actually hiring more people to go through that backlog of taxes. So you need to make sure that you are paying your taxes on a regular basis. Most business owners pay quarterly taxes as opposed to the end of the year. It's just easier than having to write a big, humongous check. I actually got a call from the state last month to pay my quarterly taxes. Okay. So let's go through the first 5 mistakes. Thinking that running a business is easy, not registering your business with the federal government or the state, not choosing the correct business structure for the type of business you're running, not separating your finances properly, and not paying taxes. All right, just to reset, I'm Natalie Pierre-Louis of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. That just means that I help you get your business paperwork together, contracts, all that. I'm a licensed attorney, been one for over a decade, started multiple businesses for myself and others, and I'm just passionate about helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. If you're interested in what I have to say and you want to see the stuff that I do, go to Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Okay, so now we are talking about the 10 mistakes that entrepreneurs make when they first get into business. The 6th mistake that entrepreneurs make is using your personal bank account. Unless you are running a sole proprietorship or maybe a partnership, but I wouldn't recommend that for a partnership. If you are running a sole proprietorship, that's pretty much the only business structure that you should be running from a personal bank account. The reason why is if you are running a business from a personal bank account, that leaves you personally liable, meaning if something happens in your business and someone sues your business, if running your business and your personal finances from the same account, the law will say, well, the business and the person are one, so we're going to take your stuff. Okay. And you want to keep your stuff. So, yeah, don't run your business from your personal bank account. If you want to use Cash App and all the e-money apps, go to your local bank, set up a separate bank account, and use that. Most banks will not allow you to open a business bank account until you have your articles of incorporation. So make sure, so if your bank won't let you, at least open a separate personal account that you only use for business. Okay. All right. Seventh mistake that entrepreneurs make is not having contracts. Okay. I've run into a lot of people who just don't have contracts, and they're taking a lot of people on faith that they will come through. So let me tell you a quick story. My sister is a makeup artist. And at one point in time, she lives in Massachusetts now. And at one point of time, she was living in Ohio. Someone asked her to come and do a wedding in Boston. She agreed. They said that she said that she would pay for her plane ticket and they would just pay for the services. They said, okay. My sister bought her plane ticket and they canceled on her the next day. She had no contract. She lost out on the plane ticket and whatever she had planned to do that weekend because she had booked this wedding. So, moral of the story, make sure you have contracts so that people understand. And also, detailing what is required, down payments, things like that. You don't want to be left stuck holding the bag when things happen. Okay. So that is 7, not having contracts. A good contract is going to have, an offer, meaning I will do this for you for some amount of money. Consideration is what we call money in the legal world, or something of value. So I will mow your lawn if you give me $50, or I will mow your lawn if you make me a sandwich, or I will mow your lawn if you don't tell my mama I broke your window. Okay, all of those things are consideration. So you need offer, consideration, and then you also need acceptance. It's not just enough for me to say, I will mow your lawn for $50. You have to say, okay, I agree for you to mow my lawn for $50. Because if I just mow your lawn and I come up to you, oh, perfect story. So my regular lawn guy, I have an agreement with him that every 2 weeks he mows my lawn and I pay him $55. However, the area that I'm in, we had a lot of rain and he was not able to mow my lawn for several weeks. And the grass grew really high. So one day I'm in my house and I just hear somebody mowing the lawn. And I'm like, okay, so I guess he's mowing the lawn. And our agreement is for $55 every 2 weeks. He comes to my door and says, well, because you owe me $80. And I told him, get out of here, because that was not our agreement. Our agreement was for $55 every 2 weeks. You don't finish doing the job and then tell me I owe you a certain amount of money. You need to check with me first. All right. So that is what I'm saying about acceptance. You can't just do something and then tell somebody they owe you money. They have to agree to it. All right. There are other rules for contracts. And if you are interested in those, go download my contracts ebook. It's in that list somewhere on Linktree. The eighth thing, the eighth thing that mistake that entrepreneurs make, not protecting your work. I run into a lot of this with photographers and illustrators having their work used, and there's no, people don't give them their credit and things like that. You need to start learning how to use copyright and trademark symbols. If you create a piece of art, like a book, a painting, a sculpture, a song, you need to put somewhere on there copyright, the year it was made, and your name, so that people know that it's yours. And put it in a place where it's hard to get rid of. Because I know now with technology, people can like airbrush stuff out, but you want to kind of make it in such a way that it can't be gotten rid of. Okay. So as well, if you are using a particular logo and you want that mark, that logo to be associated with your goods in the marketplace, you're going to want to start putting a small TM in the upper right-hand corner, because that is going to tell the world, this logo represents my business goods. Okay. So if you think about McDonald's, the golden arches, that is their logo. Nobody can take the golden arches, right? Trademark protection. All right. On the converse side of that, this is number 9. Another mistake that I see entrepreneurs making is using these protection marks wrong. I have seen people use the copyright mark next to the TM mark, next to the P mark. Like, it's a lot. You protecting your work, there are very specific protections for very specific things. You really shouldn't be using 2 symbols for one object unless you're making 2 different applications. So the other day, I did a Q&A on here, and someone asked the question if they should copyright their artwork or trademark it because they want to use it for their goods in the marketplace. Now, and I told them they should do both. Now, when they're putting up this work as a work of art, that's when you use the copyright. But when you start using it to sell stuff, that's when it's a logo, okay? And that's when you start using the trademark. So you have to think about when and why am I using this mark? And that's going to help you decide which mark you should be using, okay? And the last mistake that I see entrepreneurs making is, as they're growing, not having a good onboarding process. And when I say onboarding process, like not knowing how to hire employees. And there is a lot to hiring employees. It's not just putting an ad out somewhere. It's knowing where to look for employees. It's knowing how to conduct a background check. It's knowing what you can conduct a background check for. Setting your employees up for success, giving them the tools that they need to do the job right, training them, telling them what is the dress code, what are the hours, where do I park. You want to give your employee as much as you can so that they can hit the ground running, as opposed to having to keep coming back to you and then you're getting frustrated because they don't know what they're doing. Set them up for success in the beginning. Maybe write them kind of a letter just saying, okay, this is how you fit into our company, and these are your duties and things like that. Okay. So those are the top 10 mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making these days. I hope you find this helpful. If you need help with any of these, I have tons of ebooks. If you go to Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, you can download my ebooks and get the information, or hit me up and let's chat. Okay, bye.